Okay, there you go.
Hi everyone, Sarah here with the paper cut. It is a fun time Thursday, and first of all we need to see if we have video and sound. Hang on. Oops. Oh. Yep, we have video and we have sound. So tonight's our fun time Thursday, and we're doing, hang on a second. We're doing sweet treats of summer cards. What was I going to say? Oh, it's finally summer here in Wisconsin. Oops, I got a piece of fuzz and cottonwood. It's finally summer here in Wisconsin, so we hit 80 degrees today, and this weekend we're just going to go right into the 90s. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be hot. Yeah. Anyways, so it is a perfect time to think about sweet treats of summer. If I had time, but I didn't have time because I went and watched my Eagles. But if I had time, I was actually going to stop at Dairy Queen and pick up some fudge nut bars.
Oh, you should have called me out of that.
I know. But I wouldn't get too much card making done with that. But my mom would have enjoyed hers. So on Sunday this week, we have Crafter's Classroom. It was postponed from last weekend to this weekend. And I don't think she's posted the schedule. But I went ahead and asked if I could just do Sunday anyways, because it seems like we have pretty good participation on Sunday. So 6 o'clock, my mom will get here when she gets here because she works. Unless she sells out of her stuff, then sometimes she gets done early. But that'll be Sunday. And that is our You Are Amazing class, or You Are Feel Good Cards class. So let's go down to the table and we'll get started.
Okay, you're down.
Okay.
I gotta get to my stuff.
So my mom's still getting to her stuff. So these three cards are our Crafter's Classroom, which will be on Sunday. And I did not send out my email yet because I was waiting for the time. So if you do want to, actually this one you get the die. You gotta get your other computer? Oh yeah, you do. So this piece comes in there and you can weed it. This one, if you want to die cut the butterfly ahead of time, you can. I die cut it in the vellum as the solid and in the crystal diamond print as the detailed one. So if you want to do those two things, you can. I'm going to do them all during class on Sunday. So anyways, but tonight, and my mom's still getting set up. So let's look at what we're doing. We are doing a triple circle Z-fold card, and this one's with the new dies that go with the Z-fold. Then we are doing a slider card. We haven't done one of those in a while. And we're doing this fun little flap card. And then just a mini slimline card to just add one more card to class. So I'm going to hand my mom my instruction sheets.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask for.
So I think we're going to start right away with the Z-fold. So we're going to start with the Z-fold, then we're going to go to slider, then we're going to go to the flap, and then we're going to end with mini slimline. So and I'm just going to put mine in order with my samples. So we'll start with that one. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start with the Z-fold. And I can see comments. I can see some comments on here. I don't see them all. It's weird sometimes, and it's summertime, and I know you all have things to do. So if you ever miss a Fun Time Thursday or a Crafter's Classroom, that is perfectly okay, because they're all saved there anyways. So yeah. Let's see. So we have our Z-fold card. In the kit, it came flat. I just folded this one panel back. Now just be careful when you fold, because, you know, these are narrow. So, and then the die that was used to cut the overlays is this die. So we have our two sizes of our front and our two sizes of our inside, plus a bunch of sizes of different circles. So that was the die that was used to cut those pieces. Now, we used to, and we still do, have some of the card making dies that just do the scores and the half shapes. which they will be discontinued when we run out. But it's, I think with this die and any of the Z-fold dies, the pre-cut card base is your way to go, because if you're off by even just a little bit, and that's one of the nice things about the die, is that you can make this smaller or larger. But with the die, if you're off, then it's not going to fit right. So these are made to fit on our pre-scored or pre-cut ones, and if you make the front panel a little bit off that way or that way, then your borders won't be the same. So it might be better, you know, if you get the layering dies, to just buy the pre-cut cards. So, and I know some people like to cut their own, but this way you are you'll be ensured a perfect fit each time. So anyways, let's go ahead and, well, let's go through our pieces first, because there's a lot of them in here. The envelope, we'll set that aside. We have our card, and I have the bump up. Okay, so the bump is up, and the half shape is on the left. So this is the card front, the card inside, and the card inside back panel. The only thing that goes on the opposite side is on these circles. So don't attach the circles, because look at, so on the one side is all of that, and on the other side, that's all you have is your circles. And I have seen people do that, like during make and takes, where they just attach everything to one side and they go like that, and they're like, where did it go? Well, it's on the back. So anyways, let's go through our pieces first. We have these pieces that fit there, and if you're ever missing pieces, just make sure, oops, oh, okay, I see a problem already. It looks like and we might be folding ours, oh no. Okay, here we go. No, that's still wrong. It looks like they're upside down. I hope it's just mine that are upside down. But if a bunch of people say theirs are upside down, I might have to send you all new lemonade pieces. Because fudge a dumpling. So I'm trying to figure out, no, we can fold it the opposite way. And then it works, then it's not upside down. But that's a little disturbing, so I do apologize if you're upside down. Okay, well, good thing I started with the one that's going to stress me out right away, right off the bat. I'm just going to stick mine on there upside down, because you're not going to see many of the drinks anyways, except for on this inside one. So anyways, if yours are upside down, go ahead and email me. Say, can you send me the printed pieces? So, okay. So on the inside back panel is that. Then we have this that's going to go on the inside. We have this yellow piece, which is for layering. We have strips. And I have two. I don't think I need two. I just ended up with two. You should have 3 circles. 3 circles. You should have a lemonade, which sounds wonderful right now, an ice cream cone, and a popsicle. And then this is also for layering. It's on the inside. And then you have your words. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start attaching those pieces. And yes, if you need to make a card right now, the only way to correct it is to do your card so it opens the opposite way. If yours are upside down and you're like, I need a card for tomorrow, which I do, I need a housewarming card, but I probably have one in my stash.
Who's warming a house?
Oh, Peyton, which I was going to ask you if you wanted to go.
Oh yeah.
I'm only going for about an hour because I have plans after that. From about 2 to 3.
I'm working then.
Oh, not tomorrow. On Saturday.
Oh,
Sorry.
Saturday. Okay, yeah.
Today's Thursday.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes, you are working. So.
Yes, I would love to go with you.
Okay. anyways, so you attach the blue piece in the back, which is our blue raspberry, and then you are attaching this white piece over towards the side, over towards the left side. All right, so over towards the left side. And that piece is cut a little bit smaller because, see, then you don't see it, you just see the blue right there. And then we have our front white layers. We're just going to...
Turquoise. Yeah. Upside down, says Jenny Gad.
Yeah.
Ooh. Sorry about that.
I'm going to see how many emails I get tonight.
Yeah. Mine are also upside down. Kathleen Ressler Moore.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they all got cut upside down, which, I don't know.
Dang.
I know. Nothing I can do about it now besides send you new pieces.
Yep.
So, no reason to get all in a tither about it.
Can't change it right.
Can't change it at the moment.
No, can't fix it at the moment, so.
So yes, if you got them upside down and I am going to be mailing them to you and you want to just leave those pieces off, you can. On this front, you hardly see them, or depending on where they got die cut. So it might not matter on the front one because it gets covered up by words and other stuff.
Okay, now I feel better.
Okay. All right. So we are attaching those. So this, we're going to take this as a learning moment.
Good idea.
If
Planned.
well, not planned, but
Relax, breathe, and enjoy.
you may as well make lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah.
So if you are using a patterned paper, make sure when you're cutting these that they are not upside down. So when you're cutting them, yes, make sure that they are facing up on your piece of paper.
Hey, life grand, huh?
So yeah.
Stuff happens sometimes.
All right. And yes, I did not check them. And so I'm hoping that the pile was halfway, just got turned halfway through and somebody was on a roll and missed it. But we will find out. Okay, so this strip I cut, it doesn't matter. It could be 1/4 of an inch, it could be 3/8 of an inch. You could have a narrower one, you could have a wider one. I may do a wider one and cover up my cups. So, and then you can make it either the length of the pattern paper or you can make it go all the way over onto the white. That's up to you. I'm going to have it the length of the pattern paper, which is 4 7/8. Okay. So, and I'm going to use a wider one, and I'm going to just take my words and off center them. So that's what I'm going to do. And on the inside, if you want to put these words right here to cover up a few, you can. And if you have an extra piece of this, you can also put that on there. So we are just going to make lemonade out of lemons.
Yep.
All right, so let's go to our... Well, these guys we're just going to punch out. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on the opposite side right now, and I'm going to wait to attach my little die cuts. So these are from the Grillin' and Chillin' paper pad, the pattern paper that we're using.
Oh,
What?
Monica said she didn't notice when she glued the pieces together last night. Mm-mm.
Well, I can still send them, and you can just plunk them right over the top.
Yep.
See, there's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The receiver won't know the difference. Yeah.
Or there's that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to cover that guy up right there, and I think I'm going to use this guy and do that, and I might stick my words there instead of right here.
And if they did see the difference and crabbed about it.
Yeah, then you take them off your handmade card list.
Yeah, right. It's nice to be human.
Yeah. Yep. Shit happens. I mean, we don't have too many mistakes in our kits. I mean, we don't have occasional missing stuff, but we haven't even had too much of that lately. So.
And amazing because we've been working one person short.
Yeah. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and make this one slightly different than my original so I can cover up some of my lemonade cups. But you do whatever you want to do. I can definitely send you the correct pieces. So I do apologize for that, but like I said, we are just going to make it work.
So Sarah, do you want me to note who is telling me that they're upside down?
Yes. I mean, I'm going to look at my email too.
Okay.
But go ahead, and then I don't have to go back. Okay, I'm going to cut 2 words, and the one word on the front I'm going to back with the yellow. The one word on the inside I'm going to back with both. And it looks like the length is already cut. Oh, it's close to a square. So one way the length looks like it's cut. So go ahead and cut your words. All right.
All the cards look so tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do, Jessie.
It is. Yeah, it's hot out.
Yep.
So I wish I had a popsicle right now or a lemonade. I might go after class and just sit out on my patio with a lemonade. All right. So I'm also cutting pieces of yellow to fit behind both. And when I cut my pieces to layer, I kind of like just attaching them on and then cutting after, but that's totally up to you what order of operation you want to do it in. All right. So I'm backing both of these with the yellow, which I believe is lemon drop, to go with our lemonade. All right. And these won't go out right away tomorrow because it's going to take a hot second to cut them.
Yeah.
So they'll go out on Monday. Just an envelope, yeah. Yep, just an envelope. All right, so we have our words. Where did I put my sweet treats?
So if you're
Oh, there
watching
they
this
are.
afterwards,
If you're watching this after, definitely email because we're not going to go back and look. So yeah, that one I'm just going to set right there. Actually, I might reattach this one a little bit closer to the edge. And then this one I am going to pop up. And that one I'm going to pop up. So I didn't pop up in here. Sometimes I don't pop up on the inside just because it gets too poppy-uppy. So, but I am going to pop both of these up. Actually, I think I'm going to pop up onto here and then put it. No, I'm going to attach this on and then I'm going to pop up. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And remember, sometimes the double-sided adhesive doesn't stick to the glitter paper as well. So I just use my ATG because my ATG sticks pretty good. But sometimes when you're using like just this cheaper tape runners, they don't stick as well to this, and like a wet glue works pretty good. But I'm gonna pop up, and I pre-cut some of my foam tape right here, so that's what I'm pulling off. Having foam tape pre-cut, is sometimes nice. So a lot of you use the squares too, that you just have to peel the back off. Those are nice. All right. So then you can write your message on the inside, because now I just readjusted and I'm putting this right here. And actually I might use this for my housewarming card tomorrow because it's such a summery card. And it's going to be 90 degrees. Actually, it's supposed to be like 95.
oh, that 90-degree day. If we had the cabin, we'd go for a 90-degree day at the lake.
Yeah, so I don't even think they're going to notice that it's upside down. I'll know it.
On the front, they won't notice.
Yeah. And I know she won't say anything anyways.
Yeah.
Because once at a baby shower, was it a baby shower? Peyton won some handmade cards. And she was just like, oh my gosh,
oh, yeah.
These are the best.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So that's whose housewarming we're going to.
Yeah.
And yeah, when she won like a pack of 6 handmade cards at a shower, as a shower gift, shower prize,
Yes.
she was just in awe.
Yeah. Most people are.
All right. So there. I don't even think, well, if you look really close, you can tell the lemonade's upside down, but we're not going to look really close. And yes, I'm going to use this for my housewarming card. Okay, now when you're attaching these on, just be careful. This is the one thing. Don't put your lemonade and your straw where it overlaps, the mechanism of the card. So this one I did strategically angle up so it doesn't interfere. And just make sure that nothing interferes right here. So make sure nothing overlaps that way because it will get bent. Okay, so that's the one important part about the Z-fold card and attaching your stuff on there. I am going to use foam tape, and I'm only setting them right here on the blue so I don't lose them in front of me.
Don't say anything. Yeah, Kathleen. Don't say anything.
All right. There. Now I didn't lose them. So yeah, that's why I angled these the way I angled them, was because of so they don't get stuck. Now in this class, it's a lot of assembly. We do have a little bit of coloring coming up in the next card. All right, so there we go. All right, yeah, I'm good with that. Just a little bit wrong. Okay, let's go on to our slider card. So, and actually on my housewarming card, I might put a little envelope here, and I was just going to get a gift card to like Home Goods, and I might put that like right on here, and then it will attach there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's pull out our pieces first. We have an envelope, set that aside. We have a blue card. A blue card, I'm going to just set that up here because we don't need that at first. We have a yellow circle. This piece, I believe it's the inside of the card. My card does not have an inside, but I believe, oh no, this is not the inside.
Oh,
Forget
Barbara
it.
says her blue glitter paper is too small.
Turn it. It was too small one way, but long enough the other. It depends how you trimmed your words.
Okay.
There should be two pieces of glitter paper in there, one strip and one that was a rectangle. But you can write that down, Mom, because if I'm sending her the things, I'll just... So the white layer is going to end up going on the front, which is this one right there. Now these words I just made up. And this word is for the front. Then we have this blue piece that goes right there. And this yellow piece goes behind whatever words we pick. So this one has quite a few steps to it. The blue is actually going to go behind our cones. This is a pull-up piece that goes on here. This piece is the piece that slides up and down. And then these words I just made up because I couldn't find anything that I liked for the inside. So those words I just made up, okay? And then our overlay, that I used, I would have to go look. What die did I say I used on here? On the slider.
On the slider?
Yeah. I cut this out of...
What's the question?
Here, can I see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
No, it's this one.
okay.
Oh, I didn't put it... I forgot to put it on there. Okay. So, this is one of the rectangle dies. I'm going to have to go look at that. It's one of the rectangle dies from one of the layering sets.
Okay.
And I just happened to look at it and it fits almost exact. Now, see you have a little, so I cut this to the size of this front. And then I just kind of placed it on there. You know, I don't know what I think I actually put it on the inside. I lifted it up and I kind of used a pencil to trace it so I knew where to place my die. And then I made a template because Wendy was die cutting them. So it does, you know, doesn't cover all the way to the edge, but that's why I strategically cut this a little bit wider to cover up those edges and that little bit at the top. So sometimes you can make things work. You know, you can make other dies work the way they need to. So when we're coloring, I will go find out which die it was that I used to cut this overlay. So, anyways, but that's our overlay. The colorful part is going to go up at the top, and we can go ahead and pretty much attach that onto the front right away, because then you know what the front is. So basically, your slider insert is this piece. The score is right here. It's die cut on 3 sides, and there's 3 scores right there. The indents are on the front. So on the back is your bumps. And when I say bumps, if you feel it, there's a bump from the score. On the other side, that's the front, that's the indent side. So we're going to go ahead and attach this right lining up flush with the edge of our slider die cut. You know, and if you want to adjust anything, you can. Like if you wanted to, say you wanted to see a little white border around there, you know, you could take a trim off of all the sides. I'm not going to. I'm just going to attach it flush right to the edge. And I know it's a little bit, on mine, it's a little bit wider on one side than the other. That's okay, because this is going to cover that up. Okay. But this way we all know what the front of our card is, because we put the overlay on it ahead of time. All right, and the more colorful part is up at the top. So this is the top, the score is at the bottom, and the part with the creamy part is down towards the score. Okay, because this part is the top. So the colorful part is the top, and I'm just lining it up at the score and my edges, which I'm working white on white. All right. I haven't done a slider card in a while. I'm thinking this through as I go. Like magic cards, I can do, bam, I could do those in my sleep. This one, not as much. But anyways, let's fold this. So you have a score right here. We're going to fold it up. That's a valley fold. Then we fold it down, and then we fold it up. So that's our, I call it a little pup tent. There's our little pup tent.
Yeah, it looks like that.
And that slides up and down, up and down, up and down. Now, you can see that you see my words through there. So if you're at home, which you all are, and if you have a stamp that says that, you can just pick this up and you can stamp that right through there.
Sarah, was it from the pop-up box dies, Kathleen?
I believe it was. Hang on, I'm going to go find that right away. So, because otherwise I might forget.
I'll tell you, we have been bouncing off of walls here lately, so it's amazing that it's as nice as it is. Oh my gosh.
What? Now I'm confused. Yeah, no, this is the, actually it was this one right here. It was the middle size that's missing right here, which yes, it's the square pop-up box card die. Okay, so this piece goes on the, you know, the back of our box card, and it was the layer that goes on the front panel. So that's exactly what it was.
Thanks, Kathleen.
All right, so normally, like you could stamp right through here, or if you're doing a colored slider card, you might have a red one and you want it white in there. So that's what this piece is. So if we take that, we fold it up, and now we have the solid piece and the bumps up, and we're attaching this piece right to the middle. Now, before you attach it, I just want you to kind of look at it. Because we don't want, when we're doing this, we want to kind of think about it. We don't want it too low. See how we have this just because right here? So we have to think about where that's going. And we don't want, we don't want to stamp or put our words too low, because then they could be covered up by if we're putting a word right here. So that's just for future reference. When you're stamping your words, don't stamp them all the way down to the bottom right here, because if you're putting a layer or a word layer right there, when you go to attach that, you might cover them up. So that's just an FYI. Now I think I placed mine specifically so you could line up the bottom edge of this layer with your score. Don't go above your score because it'll buckle in there. You want to go just slightly, like a hair above your score. Okay, so centered left to right and right above your score on the inside. So then when you slide up your little pup tent, you see those little words on the inside. Okay, now we're going to open this up again, and I'm going to turn it this way to the side just so you can see. And I'm going to get out my pen. And again, we're on the inside, and right here we are going to put tape right there, and then we are going to line up. This is just a white piece, and this is the piece that pulls up and down. So this piece is this piece right here that we're attaching right now. And I'll turn it back this way just so it's going up and down. So I'm looking at it, my words are upside down. I have my little folded pup tent, and where I put the red is where you're going to put tape. Then you can line up your insert either at that very top edge, or you could line it up at the bottom edge. I like to just line it up at the top edge in case it's a hair long. You know, then you're going to get a hair long down here. It doesn't matter as much. So tape right here. Narrow tape, because if you have a too wide tape and it's going past your score, you're going to tape your card shut. Then I'm going to take my insert, I'm going to line it up flush with this top edge, and then it's just going to kind of, I'm going to push it down and it's going to attach right here. So, or you can attach it down here on the bottom, and then it should go up to the top edge flush. Either or, but we're just going to attach this flush with this edge right here, you know, or flush with this edge down here. I like to do it at the top. And make sure it's centered left to right, because we are going to end up putting tape down these sides. And if we have this way offset to one side or the other, it might get caught on our tape. So you kind of want it flush to this top edge and then centered left to right. And I'm working on a white sheet of paper, which makes it really hard to see. Okay, so flush to that top edge, centered left to right, and then it's going to stick to where we put tape. And then we can turn this over and kind of test it. See how it slides up and down, up and down, up and down. We can turn it back over, and we are going to take our circle and attach that at the top. Don't stick it up too high because then it won't fit in your envelope. It's kind of like a magic card. Stick it down a little bit lower, so I'm going to put tape on here. And I don't think I put this, but if you do have Scotch tape, this is one of those instances where Scotch tape is good to cover up the lip. So again, we're on the inside, our words are upside down, we're attaching our circle centered, which I didn't do a very good job of centering it. That's okay. Nobody's going to say anything to me that my circle is off by a 1/16 of an inch. And if they do, they're off your card list.
Cross them off.
I'm actually off
X them out.
a little bit more, but I don't care. But if you have Scotch tape and you want to just put that on there, that's going to kind of cover up the lip of that paper, so then it doesn't get stuck as it's sliding up and down. If you don't have Scotch tape, that's fine. But if you do have Scotch tape, go ahead and put a little Scotch tape on there.
But everybody has Scotch tape, but maybe not.
Yeah. So now, see, that pulls up and down, up and down. Now, we're going to run a narrow adhesive down both sides. If you get it too close to this sliding mechanism, then it's not going to slide very good. So that's why A, it was good that this is centered, and B, you want to use a narrow adhesive down the sides. So narrow adhesive down the side. Narrow adhesive down the side. And you're better off getting it right on the edge and then kind of taking your finger and folding it in than having it too far. Because right now, nothing's going to interfere. But if my tape got too close to there, it's not going to slide as easily. So, and now I can just fold that up. Fold that up. So tape, tape, narrow adhesive, close to your edge, and then fold that up. Then we have our slider. Now one thing, I think I've shown this before, but if you want to put a gift card in here, like I've done that with graduation cards, you kind of take it and you slide it underneath there and slide it down into there. And then after they open it, you know, they can just slide that out and you still have your message inside there. This is my Office Depot Advantage card. So if anybody wants to return ink cartridges under my number, they could. That's about all you can use my number for. Anyways, let's go ahead and just get this attached to the front of our card and then we'll start on the decorations. So this white layer is just cut slightly bigger just because I want to offset that from your card base. If you are like, that doesn't make a difference to me, I don't want to use it and I want to use this white layer for something else, well then you knock your socks off. Okay, so on the back of our slider, I'm not getting any comments. Are you seeing comments?
Oh yeah, I'm seeing them.
Okay.
Everybody's working.
Everybody's working? Okay.
Yeah. So maybe it's time for a joke.
I don't have a joke. Do you have a
You
joke?
don't have a joke? I have a joke from my retired radio personality friend Chuck Lakefield.
Uh-huh.
He said he was at the store and saw an ear of corn cost $1. $1 an ear. That's piracy.
So that sounds like a Steve the Mailman joke.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Where is Steve when I want him?
Yeah, Steve is retired. So sometimes he stops in.
Oh, he stopped me at the dance studio the other night. He followed me into the parking lot.
Really?
Yeah.
He's stalking
He
you?
walked at me and he said, "Hey, come here." So I went to talk to my friend Steve.
So anyways, I attached that to that white layer and then I'm attaching it to the front of the card.
Okay.
That's funny.
That's funny. He said he saw me crossing College Avenue. Yeah.
All right.
Kathy Fate said we are here busy working.
Okay, now this piece, this blue, like you could turn it two ways. Which way do I have it turned actually? If you put it on one way, you're going to see, you know, your white at the top. If you put it on the other way, then it fits kind of perfectly over your edges and covers up that top. Because remember I said the die wasn't perfect. But we're going to attach this. I like to do it in the up position. Okay, so you can put adhesive on here in between this score and this score while it's down, or yeah, it's probably better to put it on here because if you put it on here all the way out to the edges, it's going to tape it shut. If you put it too high on here, it's going to tape it shut. So we're best off doing adhesive in this area right here. And I'm going to cover mine up anyways. So between this score and this score, while it's flat, do adhesive because that's where we're going to stick our blue to. Now you don't have to color on yours like I just did on my, oh crudness.
What?
My red pen. That's okay, I've got red on there, so I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm going to cover that up anyways. But if I take, yeah, crudness, that's a new word for today. If I take this in the kind of the up position, in our pup tent position, then, you know, I won't go past this score. If you do it while it's down, that's fine too. But just make sure you don't go past that score. So you can do it in the down position because then you can actually see that you are, overlapping your two edges on the sides. But make sure that you are not on that score so it can freely. So I'm going to cover that up too with my just because. Whoops. Whoops-a-daisy.
Yep.
Now let's color our ice cream cones. Now which colors did I use? For my cone, I used E31 and E35. Let's put them down. And you can make whatever flavors of ice cream you want. I had a chocolate cone, but I thought these were, I did the orange to kind of match the orange. I did the pink because there's red on there. And I figured that could be strawberry and then mint chocolate chip. And then I just did the orange because that kind of matches. But I had chocolate
Orange
too.
sherbet.
Orange sherbet, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I used my lightest color, my E31, on the whole cone. And I did that on all 3 cones. Speaking of strawberry ice cream, by us, it just started to be strawberry picking season. Do you want any strawberries, Mom?
I'd love some strawberries.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go on Saturday?
No, Leah and I are going to go on Sunday.
Okay.
I just have to find out. It just started. So you have to find ones that, say that it's okay to come.
Yeah.
Because they get picked out like right away in the beginning. So yes, I'll pick you some strawberries.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
I appreciate that. See, I bring samples for Sarah from Costco for laundry stuff. So no food samples.
In trade for strawberries. So yes, I'll probably put strawberries in your refrigerator on Sunday.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Now I didn't do a lot of shading on these because then I took my E35, just that one,
Ooh, Virginia just made strawberry jam. Ooh.
and I just kind of just loosely followed the lines for the cone. I didn't take a lot of time doing this because cones are very imperfect. Because you eat them and it doesn't really matter. So do not make your lines perfect. Don't spend a lot of time on this. All right, there's one cone. Although it's gonna be, we're gonna go early on Sunday because it's gonna be super blazing hot.
Yeah.
Or maybe I won't drop them in your fridge. Maybe I'll just bring them to work. And you can get them when you come at night.
Oh yeah.
And then you can have a little snack.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good, then I don't have to stop and get something.
I'll have some fresh strawberries here for you. And maybe sugar snap peas. I like getting fresh sugar snap peas too.
Yep, I do too.
All right, one
Sweet
more cone.
treats of summer.
Alrighty, there. Now our cone tops. You can do whatever you want, but I used a pink and orange and a green. But if you want to make chocolate or other ice cream flavors, you knock your socks off.
Raspberry.
Raspberry.
Yeah.
I've never raspberry picked. Strawberry picking we do every year. But I've never raspberry picked.
So Sarah, when is Ragbri this year?
Ragbri is July 19th through the 26th.
Okay, all right, thank you. I think I'm going to do a dance showcase.
Oh, speaking of Ragbri, anybody that's in Iowa, Josh and I are looking for a ride because our ride fell through from Gutenberg to Orange City on the 19th in the morning, preferably. We are looking for a ride for 2 people, my son and me, and 2 bikes. Or
Oh, they don't have to provide the bikes. You want to?
no, we have the bikes.
Yeah. Okay.
We have the bikes. And I probably can have a bike rack too. But yes, we are looking for a ride from the end to the beginning, or anytime during the week. Somebody could, if you live in the opposite end of the state and you're not available on that day, could drive my car. We could drive to the beginning, and then my car needs to get from Orange City to Gutenberg. So,
Sarah, do we glue the inside word to the back of the slider card? That was a question a little bit ago.
yes.
Thank you. That was Monica that asked that question.
Yeah. Before it was folded up, yes, this inside word was glued to the back side, the solid side, above the score of the slider insert, or the slider die cut. Hang on 1 second, I'm over here, I'm seeing if I can find one in my demo stuff. But yes, if there's anybody in Iowa that wants to help us out, Gutenberg to Orange City, July 19th. So Gutenberg is on one edge of the state, Orange City is on the other edge of the state. Yeah, I don't have a slider or die cut in here. So, if anybody likes driving,
Gutenberg or gluten?
no, I think it's Guten.
G-U?
Gutten.
To Orange City?
Yep. I don't know how many people are on here from Iowa, but or maybe you're on your way to the Badlands, want to drop us off or something. I don't know. Last year, my brother and sister-in-law did it. They decided to go golfing, different golf courses, and they drove our car from the start line to the finish and dropped it off. So that was super nice.
That was nice.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't do it because I'm going to be in a
Dance.
dance thing in Madison.
Okay. Well,
That's
I
it's a
probably
4.5. It's almost a 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't figure because you're not that great on the highway either.
Oh, I'm greater on the highway than you know, but
Well, okay, now I'm putting dots on here. If you want to put dots on here for fruit chunks, you can.
but I would prefer not to do it because
Yeah. That's
I
fine.
do get a little bored.
Okay. And now I'm going to put some strawberry.
They were going to do it. What happened? Was that Jenny and Mike? They were going to do it this year?
No, we can talk about that later.
Okay.
But yeah, so now I'm putting my strawberry chunks on there.
Oh, she means, Monica meant the inside word card to the back of the pattern paper.
The inside word card. No, it does not attach to the back of the pattern paper. It attaches to the I need to go get a slider die cut so that I can show that. So, or actually I can just draw it.
Okay.
Okay, so on the slider die cut, which is the white piece that is like this, and then you have the die cut piece right here, and then you're scored, you have your scores, and you have another score, and you have another score. Right here is where the words are. So they're attached right there.
Tracy's Leonce is picking strawberries with her niece tomorrow. She said, "Oh, the yummy things you can make with strawberries. Yeah, fresh strawberries."
Mm-hmm. So, and then I'm putting chocolate chips. So mint chocolate chip, that's one of my favorite ice creams. And butter pecan. I love butter pecan. But mint chocolate chip is yummy.
Chip is one of mine. Peanut butter chocolate chip is one of mine.
Okay, so now I did use foam tape to attach these, and I used foam tape to attach the one in the middle so it can pop up above the other ones. So, and I hung the green one and the pink one off the edges. Or you could do chocolate too. Chocolate.
Yeah.
That probably would have been my mom's choice, right? The chocolate. Yeah, the drive is kind of a big ask, but if it works into anybody's schedule. Okay, and then I'm going to use foam tape on this one. Okay, and then popping that up. And then you can use whichever word you want. If you stick your cone going above this top edge, don't have adhesive on it because again you'll stick your card shut. Here, Mom, here's a chocolate ice cream cone for you.
Okay.
So whichever word. I liked the just because I think it kind of goes with the triple scoop kind of day. So I'm going to cut my just because.
Your dad and I would split a chocolate peanut butter. Walk from our house over to Baskin Robbins.
Oh, I know I love Baskin Robbins.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the width of this one, I made the width of the printed paper, which is, I believe it's 4 inches. So you do need to trim a little bit off of both sides. Just a hair. I'm just going to hand lop it off. And if I make it too short, then I make it even shorter and layer it on the yellow where it has a border all the way around. See? There we go. Okay, now I'm going to attach that to my yellow and then trim it. My yellow is actually cut right to the size. And then I'm going to lop that off. Alright, and I did cut it a little. I have to take another little trim off. And if you want to, like you could use gems on here. I just took a marker and made some little orange dots, but gems would be great. And I'm sure you all have some gems somewhere in your stash.
Mhm.
I have lots of gems in my stash that I'm finding out because Jenny's helping me with my stamp room.
That's a nice project, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so now when we put this on here, we don't want to put adhesive on the whole thing because we'll attach it to this piece that needs to move. So we are only going to put adhesive on the ends so we can pop it up. Depending on how wide this is, sometimes you can put adhesive along the very bottom edge too, depending on how much it's going to overlap. Mine isn't going to overlap the bottom very much because I just want to cover, I want to cover this edge up and that edge. So I am only going to put foam tape right here and right here. So don't get overzealous with the tape. And just stick it down because you'll stick your card shut. And like I said, depending on how wide this piece is, you know, if it overlaps lower down here, you could put foam tape, you know, at the very bottom edge, which I point to the top because I actually flipped this over like that. So you could put tape at the bottom edge, but mine isn't wide enough for that, so I'm not going to worry about that at all.
So, Sarah, did you say that housewarming party is this Saturday?
Yes.
At what time?
2. I'm going from 2 to 3.
Okay, thank you.
So probably like 1:30 to 1:45
Okay.
or so. Okay, so now we're just going to attach that, and like I said, I am doing it so it kind of overlaps the bottom of my, or the bottom edge of my blue and right the top edge of my printed. Just slightly. Oh, did I miss a piece of, yeah, I did. I pulled a piece of foam tape off. And see where I was like, oh crud, where I got my red pen, I can just cover that right up. Okay, so that's our slider card. Oh, you do see it right there. Ooh, bummer. Maybe I should put a whole bunch of pink dots right there. So, okay, there we go. Or I could take and I could cover that up with a piece of yellow, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. And you can also put something right up here too. So you could put a message up here. All right, 2 down.
2 down. 2, 2, 2, 2. Nice.
Now we're going to go to our flap card. And this is our fun flap card. You need your score pal. Let's look at our pieces though. Okay, we have our envelope. Set that aside. We have our scored card. We have an inside layer. We have 2 outside layers. And we are going to do a trim, so you want a personal paper trimmer. Then we have our lemonade piece. This one is the right way because if it's the wrong way, you just turn it around. Yay. You have a white piece that goes behind it. You have an oval, another oval. This yellow gets cut for the front. These 2 go on the yellow. Why do I have an extra yellow? I don't know why I have an extra yellow. Huh. I don't know. Mine has an extra yellow in it. Oh well. Anyways, then you have this piece which gets scored, so we'll do that in a minute. And we have this that's going to go on the inside. So for, like, I could tell you what to cut off on here, but what I'm going to do is I am going to attach that on and then I'm going to trim it off. So if you just want to watch for a little bit and then I'll tell you what to trim off, that would be fantastic. And I might have it in the instructions. but mine is trimmed at, we're trimming one inch off of this side. But so I don't have to worry about trimming or putting it on perfect. I'm going to attach my 2 layers and then I'm going to trim. So up to you what you want to do. But on my sample, oh no, it's trimmed at, yeah, it's trimmed 1 inch off right here. 1 inch exactly. So you do that, you do your order of operations however you want to do it. You trim 1 inch right off right here, or you attach your 2 pieces on and then you trim it. I'm going to attach my 2 pieces on and then trim it. And your popsicles, they won't be upside down because you just flip it around. Okay, so I'm going to attach that onto there, and then I'm going to trim my 1 inch off. And I'm actually going to do the same thing with my scoring. Okay, so now I'm going to trim my 1 inch off. Okay, so there's that. Now, this piece you could put inside there, but wait, because we are going to score this, and then this is going to attach underneath there, okay, as our little flap. So again, I am going to, looks like my lemonade piece got cut exactly the same size as my white, so I am going to take a hair off of my lemonade just so I have a better border. It looks like it got trimmed too close. So I am going to attach my lemonade to my white, and I'm going to attach it on here, and then I'm going to score, and I'll tell you what it's scored at. So if you do want to score it, you can. It's scored at 2 and 9/16. 2 and 9/16. But hang on, let me do it. Let me do mine. I'm going to do the other route where I attach it and then I score it after the fact. And I'm going to attach it on the left hand side because that's our front flap. So this part right here is what's going to tuck underneath. Okay, so hang on 1 second. I'm going to get out my score pal, which I got right here. And yep, mine doesn't have 16ths, it just has eighths, so we're doing it at 2 and 5/8.
That's your dad.
My dad's what?
From your dad, huh?
Score pal?
No, oh no, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the. Never mind.
Okay. So I scored mine at 2 and 5/8 because mine doesn't have 16ths. And it looks like the 16th would have been a little too close in on my placement of my layers. All right, so see how the little flap, it's tucked in underneath there. So we are going to take this and on right here, so this is our front, right here we're going to put adhesive and we're going to attach it to this back flap. So see how that folds in? Attach your score even with your card edge, centered up and down. And then we're going to end up covering this back part with our inside layers. So line up your score with the edge of your card, centered top to bottom. Or if you want to do it at the top, you want to do it at the bottom, you want to do it wherever you want to do it, knock your socks off. Okay, so now this piece is going to cover that up. And then this edge is going to go down here. And that just made a fun little flap for the front of our card. All right, and then our blue is going to go right down the edge. I don't know if everybody has 2 pieces of yellow. If you do, it's a bonus. Because we cut 1 piece of yellow just to fit on here, and that piece of yellow is cut to about 3/4 of an inch wide. 3/4 of an inch wide, and the width of this paper, which is 3 inches. So 3/4 of an inch by 3 inches. And that is just going to attach right there. And centered, like if you didn't center it, you can do it wherever you want. If you want to do it at the bottom edge, you do it at the bottom edge. And then we have our lemonade and our popsicle, which those I'm going to attach with foam tape. I do have popsicles in my freezer.
You do?
I do.
Oh.
Yeah, because Ev loves popsicles. Actually,
At
Oliver,
home, not
at home, yes, not here. I think you were going to run up to the refrigerator and get one.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to go get one. No, I guess not.
Yeah, no, they're at home. Actually, Oliver, the 1-year-old, loves popsicles too. He holds on to the popsicle.
Of course he does.
Oh my goodness. Kid cracks me up.
What a kid.
All right, and then our one last step, our oval and our words. And this card you can use for whatever you want. Actually, this would be a good housewarming card too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to pop that up with foam tape. Then we are moving on.
I'm starving.
You're starving?
I'm starving. I'm not wasting away, but I'm starving. I should let it waste away.
You were working too hard on your project. You forgot to eat or what?
No, I did eat. I ate lunch about, what time did I leave here? Once at about 2 o'clock I ate lunch. Well, no wonder it's 7 o'clock. That was 5 hours ago.
I went to my eagle nest and my babies they fledged, I think. They were above and below the nest, or they accidentally fledged. Didn't mean to. One is below, one is above. The one that's above had to, because I don't think otherwise he could have gotten up there. The one that was below could have fallen.
Yeah. A misstep.
Misstep, yeah. All right, so we have our fun flap card. There we go. I like that one. That one's fun.
That is a fun card, yeah. Tracy thinks so too. That's a fun card.
All right, and then we are moving on to our last card, which this card I just kind of threw in as like a little bonus card. Mini Slimline Card, so this one doesn't have much to it. And in here, there's your ice cream cone pieces, and there's a couple different pieces on here, so you can like accent the couple different layers. You can use them, you could not use them. You do whatever you want to do. But this piece is actually the inside. That's why I did it, because it was the inside to our overlay. So this was the inside piece to that, and I wanted to use it for something, so I used it on a Mini Slimline card.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're just going to attach these 3 layers together. Yeah, you don't want to waste it.
Heaven's sakes. No.
Heaven's sakes, no. And you're going to attach that right there over to the left-hand edge. This is going to end up attaching here, kind of covering up that edge right there. And you're going to pick one of your words, and it will attach there. So let's first attach the 3 pieces together. But yes, this was the piece from the overlay that we made for the slider card. Didn't want it to go. That's how it's stitched too, because it was the die from the square pop-up box card layers. This one's a quick one. Then we'll get my mom out of here so she doesn't dwindle away.
Yeah.
Blow away in the wind.
No chance of that.
Now, I can go over just a hair. So I have a more even border over here than over here, but that's okay because I'm going to end up covering that up.
Oh, Tracy said she just remembered. Did you share your mom's dance video? No.
I didn't.
And I said I was going to do it, and I didn't either. So I will get on that this weekend or maybe next weekend.
Because I have all the videos. I just don't know which one she wants me to share.
Yeah, sure, Mom. I don't even care.
You don't even care. We're back a while ago. You were like, don't share any of them.
Share any of those things. God.
So before we attach the blue, we're going to attach the birthday. So pick whichever birthday one, which they're beautiful.
What?
Your videos.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So whichever happiest of birthdays you want to use. Or if you want to use a different word, you can use a different word.
Oh, Penny Blaylock just logged in.
Nice.
Very late. Hello, Penny.
So if you're using this word, you have to strategically, place it so you're not going to cut it off. So the other one fits a little bit better in that space.
So this next dance competition that's coming up is not really a competition, it's more of a coaching session. But you do a routine or you do some freestyles and you get immediate feedback from the judge.
Oh, nice.
That's nice because you get to talk to him or her.
So I'm going to use that one. But yes, you have to make sure that you have it over far enough that when you put your oval on there that you're not going to cover it up. So.
All. Tracy's is all.
All what?
All videos, I think.
Oh.
Oh, Tracy. Oh, gosh.
Is that my Tracy?
No, Tracy's aunt.
Oh, Tracy's aunt. Okay. My Tracy. Not like I have a Tracy.
Yeah. Your buddy Tracy.
My buddy Tracy.
Your bestie buddy.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to place that. And I did pop this up, and then I did pop up my oval, or my ice cream cone too. But we'll get to the ice cream cone in just a minute.
Yeah. Tracy said, you said she had a lift in the last one, and you didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know it was good. Yeah, I did not know that was going to happen. Yeah. I was like, and I was sitting there with my camera going, holy crap.
Yeah. And Sarah's daughter, Leah, sitting with her husband, grabbed her husband's arm and said, did you see what my grandma just did? Did you see what I'm nodding? Look at my nodding flying in the air. Oh my God. I didn't know what was going to happen either till the day before it happened.
So yes, we will get those posted.
I got up. It wasn't a pretty sight, but you know what? It's the first time I did it, and I didn't faint that away. So
you got up, you got down.
I didn't get down very pretty. That's okay. I shouldn't be so critical. It was fun.
Yeah. So there we go. We've got that. Now let's go on to our ice cream. Now now if you want to color your ice cream cone, you color. I did butter pecan because that's my favorite. And there's like these 3 pieces of cone, which, like this one's supposed to be like a shadowy type thing.
So Tracy's watching on YouTube. That's why you weren't seeing.
Oh, yeah, I'm not seeing that.
Yeah.
So you can do whatever you want. Now there is a solid cone, and if you want to punch all of your circles out, again, knock your socks off. I'm just leaving some of mine punched and some of mine unpunched to give them a little texture. Cones are very imperfect, so it doesn't really matter, right?
That's right. So the day before the competition in March, I looked at one of my female instructors and I said, "You do this lift. I want to see what it's supposed to look like." I'm such a visual person. I have to see it.
And did
I don't
she?
think I replicated it at all, but I did the best I could do.
Yeah, you're 80.
Yeah, I know.
As I'm putting tape on, it's pulling the little circles out.
So my instructor that I started with when I first started dancing with your dad,
Yeah.
bazillion years ago, came up to me and she said, "Sue, I just want you to know it's been an honor. It's been an honor to watch you grow."
Uh-huh.
And I thought that was
very nice.
That was very, very nice.
So my cone, I started at the bottom, and I did put the bottom of the cone down flat. And
Thanks, Tracy. She said she couldn't do that. I didn't think I could do it either. And I left this weekend. I was at a dance this weekend and I saw them at the end. The young kids were out there on a gravel surface.
Uh-huh.
And they were doing cartwheels through a leader's arms.
When? Oh, this weekend at the event.
Yeah. So they were doing cartwheels and I watched for a while and I said, "You guys are crazy. I got to get out of here because I know I'm going to want to do that."
Okay, so I'm popping this up with foam tape. I'm just attaching that piece on. If you want to attach this little like half crit for what is that? What is